Wow! Arlington is exploding. Jungkook is only at Soundcheck, but it feels like a full concert. His charisma has ARMY going wild. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Kpop Update, your go-to channel for the latest news, exciting updates, and unforgettable moments from the world of Kpop. Hello, Kpop lovers. ARMY, get ready. Because this time, we are talking about a moment from Arlington that has fans absolutely buzzing. Wow! Jungkook was only doing a soundcheck, but somehow, the atmosphere already felt like a full-blown concert. How is it possible for a simple soundcheck to have this much energy? How can just a few moments on stage be enough to capture the attention of so many ARMY? The answer is Jungkook. And this time, Jungkook's charisma truly became the center of attention. Imagine the atmosphere around the venue. ARMY were already gathering. The excitement was building. Everyone was waiting for the moment when BTS would prepare to take the stage. But the moment Jungkook appeared for soundcheck, everything changed. This was not just an ordinary soundcheck. It did not feel like a simple pre-concert rehearsal. Instead, it felt like a mini performance filled with the energy of a real concert. And that is exactly what made ARMY even more excited for BTS's upcoming performance in Arlington. Jungkook appears, and the atmosphere immediately changes. One of the most fascinating things about Jungkook is his ability to attract attention without even trying too hard. He does not always need complicated choreography. He does not always need a massive stage production. Even when he is simply standing on stage during soundcheck, his presence already feels incredibly powerful. The moment Jungkook appears, fans immediately focus their attention on him. ARMY begin noticing every little movement. The way he walks. The way he stands. The way he holds the microphone. The way he looks toward the audience. Even the smallest expression on his face can become something fans talk about. That is the power of a performer like Jungkook. There is something about his presence that makes it difficult to look away. And during the Arlington soundcheck, that energy was once again on full display. Jungkook appeared to be enjoying his time on stage. He looked relaxed, yet he still carried the aura of a professional performer. That combination of a relaxed attitude and powerful stage charisma is exactly what makes ARMY even more captivating. A soundcheck, but the energy feels like a concert. Normally, a soundcheck is part of the preparation before a concert. Artists check their vocals. They make sure the microphones are working properly. They test the sound system. They make adjustments with the production team. And of course, they prepare themselves before the main show. But for ARMY, a BTS soundcheck can become a very special experience. Because the members do not simply walk onto the stage and stand there. There are interactions. There is energy. There are smiles. There are spontaneous moments. And when Jungkook starts showing his charisma, the atmosphere becomes even more alive. That is why many fans describe moments like this as feeling like a mini concert. Not because a soundcheck is actually the same as the main concert, but because Jungkook's energy can make the atmosphere feel incredibly special. And this proves one thing. Jungkook does not need a huge stage to look like a huge star. All he needs is a stage, a microphone, and the opportunity to perform. His charisma naturally takes over. Jungkook's charisma completely steals the spotlight. There are many idols who can sing. There are many idols who can dance. There are many idols who have incredible visuals. But combining all of those qualities in one performer is something completely different. Jungkook is known for his singing, dancing, stage presence, and ability to connect with fans. When all of those qualities come together, the result is an incredibly powerful aura. And during the Arlington soundcheck, ARMY once again had the opportunity to see that side of him. There was no need to wait for the main concert. There was no need to wait for dramatic stage effects. There was no need to wait for spectacular choreography. Jungkook was already stealing the spotlight during soundcheck. His expressions looked natural. His movements looked confident. And the way he carried himself showed the experience of a performer who is completely comfortable standing in front of thousands, even millions, of people around the world. But what makes it even more interesting is, even though Jungkook has become one of the biggest stars in the world, he still has a side that feels incredibly close to ARMY. He can be playful. He can smile. He can simply enjoy the moment. And sometimes, he looks like Jungkook is just having fun with his fans. That is one of the reasons why so many people adore him. ARMY can't look away. Imagine being among the ARMY who were there. You have been waiting. You have your ARMY bomb ready. You have prepared yourself for the concert. And suddenly, Jungkook appears on stage. What would you do? Maybe you would immediately grab your phone. Maybe you would try to record every second. Maybe you would simply stand there in disbelief because you cannot believe you are seeing Jungkook right in front of you. And most likely, you would have a very hard time looking away. Because whenever Jungkook is on stage, there is always something that catches your attention. His eyes. His smile. His gestures. The way he moves with the music. Or even the way he simply stands there. Small moments like these can become huge memories for ARMY. So it is no surprise that fans began sharing different moments from the soundcheck across social media. Some fans talked about his appearance. Others praised his energy. Others focused on his expressions. Some fans even said Jungkook looked like he was already performing at the main concert. Once again, he proved that a simple soundcheck could feel like a real show. Jungkook's visuals immediately caught ARMY's attention. His hairstyle, outfit, smile, expressions, and especially his natural charisma made him impossible to ignore. When he smiles, the atmosphere feels brighter. When he focuses, his aura becomes more intense. And when he interacts with ARMY, everything feels warmer. Even without massive production, Jungkook can command an entire stage with his presence. During the Arlington soundcheck, his voice, movements, and interactions gradually turned the atmosphere into something that felt almost like a concert. And that made ARMY even more excited for the main show. For fans, even a simple smile, wave, or glance from Jungkook can become an unforgettable memory. He does not need spectacular effects to capture attention. Sometimes, simply seeing Jungkook on stage is enough. His voice, dancing, visuals, charisma, and connection with ARMY make him incredibly difficult to ignore. Arlington once again showed the power of Jungkook's presence. ARMY, what caught your attention the most, his visuals, charisma, or stage energy? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more BTS and Jungkook updates. Because Jungkook didn't need to wait for the concert to begin to steal the spotlight. Even during soundcheck, his charisma was already shining. Wow! Jungkook is Jungkook. And whenever he steps onto a stage, ARMY will always have a reason to scream. Thank you for watching, and see you again on Kpop Update.